Oh, hi. If you're watching this, you're probably one of my little Patreons, unless I don't put this unlisted quick enough. If you're a Patreon, thank you for the support. We really appreciate you. Refresh the page. There's no one in there. Don't worry, in a minute, everyone will be in there. Who's going to be first? It's produce, not pills. You're first. You win the internet for today. Beep. Okay. Yis's cries N. Holla. Yis's. I see that word on Gracia Villar's posts often. What does that mean, please? What does that mean? I'm into it. Yeah, you win produce. You win. Cool. Hi, Manus. How are you doing, my friend? Good to have you. Mr. Alex is in the house. Yes, I am Paul. You seem to have put a question mark. Maybe you meant to do an exclamation. Honestly, Rose is in the house. Evening. How are you doing? How is everyone? Did anyone go to the vegetable festival on the weekend? So Yus's cries. Speaking Mexican, or is that like Spanish there? Is it the same thing? I don't know. Been vegan for 2 years though. That's very good. Erin Goldberg's in the house. Yeah, I thought you meant an exclamation mark. I often put a question mark by accident to my own frustration. Pomodorino's in the house. Honestly, Rosa, really good. Thanks. So lovely to see you there. Oh, you're Rosa from Instagram fame as well, are you? Yeah, really good to meet you finally, Hunt. Paul Taylor's in the house. A Produce Not Pills. Did you vlog VegFest? I certainly did. That video will be live at 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock GMT. That's like 49 minutes from now. 49 minutes. If you don't stick around, please come back at 6 for that video. The more people that watch it within the first hour, the more that will, the algorithms will favour it and it will get shared out to a lot more people, helping spread my vegan propaganda. Mr. Alex is doing their third Cube of Truth this Saturday. That rocks. Very nice. Jeff M, 1967. Hey, Hench, when is the London Veg Fest? About 1 year from now. You just missed it this past weekend. It rocked. Vlog to come at 6 o'clock. Do stay tuned. It was amazing. Oh, so that is Rosa. Nice. You know, can you remember we met Rosa by the Vivo stand early on from Tinternet?
On Saturday?
Yeah, I remember she's at the UEA. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah. Us who that is. Erin Goldberg, does soy raise IGF-1? Supposedly, but I think it's to do with the concentration of amino acids. And so if you're eating like tons of protein in general, it's probably going to be the same thing. I don't know that the science has been done, but that is the feeling I get. Paul Taylor, you lovely man, just donated 79 Great British pence on the super chat. Nothing to say, just trying to help a local friendly vegan YouTuber out. Paul, do you know what I mean? If everyone who watches me did that, then I wouldn't have to write plans, nutrition and workout plans anymore. I could just be doing this full time just off the back of that. So you're highly appreciated, brother. And yeah, like you say, it does all add up. I don't know if my phone is charging. Julian Walters, my IRL friend, is in the house. How you doing, brother? Good to see you. Right. Anyone got questions for your local vegan nutritionist / personal trainer? Can be obviously nutrition and health related. Jeff M, 1967. Simnet Nutrition did a video about soy, talked about IGF-1. Yeah, I think basically if you've got a lot of extra amino acids in your body, your body will just make stuff with it. So, you know, an IGF-1 is a protein. I think it's about 167 amino acids all glued together. But you know, plants won't raise your IGF-1. IGF-1, by the way, is insulin-like growth factor 1. So it is basically what happens when growth hormone meets insulin in the liver, creates IGF-1. Now, whatever kind of tissues that this touches and binds with will proliferate. So if you're trying to grow muscle tissue, you know, that's a great thing if it touches muscle tissue. Unfortunately, I think the science says that about, on average, people grow like cancer cells about 6 times in their life. On average, you will be growing cancer cells. Now, whether they take hold or not, it's sort of predicated on how your hormones are sort of balanced. And if your IGF-1 is high, then it comes into contact, you know, there's a chance that you grow cancer cells. So you do want your IGF-1 to be relatively low if you want to live a long, happy, healthy life. Gemma brings up a good point. Don't forget to thumb up the stream. I had thumbed my own one up for once. That's good. Erin Goldberg, will you ever go to Canada and do a collaboration with Vegan Gains? I'd love to, yeah. We're hoping to do some extensive travelling at some point once Gemma's able to travel more, once she's finished her course up. I did see a Vegan Gains say that he would like to collaborate, and but you know, it doesn't have to be in person. We can do it remotely. So, but yeah, I have a lot of time for Vegan Gains, you know. Obviously a bit of a colourful past, but I think he's really matured, and I think he's a highly intelligent guy. You know, he looks big and he's strong, and you know, some people question his methods, but you know, and sometimes it's not the way I would advocate, but he's probably turned many more people vegan than I have, so I'm not going to criticise him, you know. Rosa says, hi, Gemma. There's the hand of the voice from beyond. Tony T66 is in the house. Akunza, your traps are looking impressive. Any top tips? Yeah, my traps and my forearms, for some reason, I just seem to have a good propensity to grow muscle in those areas. You know, it's all about your genes. For me, shrugs, and in the sort of 15 to 25 rep range, because it's a much smaller movement, we need more reps to elicit the same time under tension that you would have another, like a larger exercise, like say a squat, for example. So 15 to 25 reps, and shrugs, barbell shrugs, I seem to prefer. They seem to be the best for growth. I also do an upright row behind the back, which is kind of, you got the bar behind you, you got your hands like a bench press width, and you're just clearing the bar like over your butt into your lower back. And so you're kind of shrugging and rowing, but it's up behind the back. Who was that bodybuilder? Lee Haney, arguably the best traps of his era. He was like around in the 80s, and that was his #1 movement. So that's a good one. And one more thing, use straps. Like I hear a lot of people saying, "Oh, you shouldn't use straps because then like your grip won't be as strong." Well, I can train my grip on specific days when I'm training like forearms or grip strength. But if holding onto the bar is the limiting factor in an exercise, then the target muscles are not going to get hit. So I say like lifting straps are a great boon once you start to need them. Julia's in the house. Evening. DeRosie, I have constant pressure on my lower abdomen, non-stop 24/7. Is that a symptom of SIBO? It's a symptom of a lot of things. And I would say do some specific testing to find out. Yeah, it's a bit too common of a symptom to, you know, to say, oh, it's likely like this one thing. Dan Danrix, are you familiar with the human intestinal bacteria phytase? Phytase, that sounds more like an enzyme, but I don't know, so I'm not gonna say you're wrong. Which breaks down phytates? Does fiber help stimulate this bacteria production? So yeah, basically, soluble fiber and resistant starch feed good bacteria. And there is a specific bacteria which breaks down phytates. I need the name of it as well. It's gone. It's gone. But yeah, you're right. Jeff and Hench, any thoughts on all potato diets for a time? Real stupid idea. What we're now talking about, like the gut microbiome, the bacteria, the health of your gut microbiome is the number one predicator of your physical and even your mental health. And the number one predicator of your gut health is the range of whole plant foods that you're feeding it. So carnivore diet would be a step worse because you're eating no foods with no fibre, so you're going to have no good bacteria, what we call the Prevotella strains. But if you're just eating one whole plant food, you're really limiting yourself. You're really, really missing out. And I guess it's probably going to be, at least a couple of nutrients that you're deficient on, particularly if you're in a caloric deficit. Yeah, really, really stupid idea. Yeah, don't do it. It might work for like fat loss, but then you can lose fat eating a range of whole plant foods. So why do it? Sean W. Hey, Hench, what's your opinion on agonist, antagonist, alternative sets? It's a good way to get a huge pump on, but I don't like it. I mean, it depends on if you're doing it in a superset fashion or not, but you would, if you're doing it as supersets, you're kind of, you've not got so much energy and potential to train as hard. Like I like each set to be like maximum intensity. If you're doing it right, I guess it could work okay. If you're resting between sets, not doing it as a superset. I've toyed with all the different like training styles over my 30 years, and I've just come to the conclusion that concentrate on one body part, just smash the hell out of it with maximum energy, recover, and then you're back the next day to do the same to another body part. That's what I feel like after so many years in the gym. Oh, it's just jumped. Eustace, did you like the documentary Game Changers? Yeah, I really loved it. The science is there. Anyone who wants to say, oh, it's not very scientific, well, they cited every study, every sort of fact that they came out with. Bottom left corner of the screen is a citation, and you can actually go to the paper and check the facts for yourself. So the science is all there. It was just showing veganism in the light of, from the perspective of like manliness, because we have this myth that meat is manly, and it's manly to bully little animals that don't fight back and eat their dead bodies. And actually we get someone else to do that for us because we wouldn't want to do it ourselves, because human beings are compassionate by nature. I really loved it. I really loved it. I thought that was extremely well done. There's a lot of criticisms of it, and the criticisms are from people who will never be half the athlete of any of the people featured. And they've never tried it. And they want to say our meat is superior to plants, because that's what we've been told for so many years. But there's science out there to say otherwise. Plant protein is just as good. They've not done it. Why have they got an opinion when they've not done it? And they're not half the athlete of the people they're criticising. That's my perspective. Erin Goldberg, best body weight back exercises. If you're talking for like bodybuilding, pull-ups really. There's this archer row as well, like a recline row, but you're just using one arm, and you sort of twist and you touch the floor with one hand, and then you row, and then you sort of extend with your other arm. So you're kind of working obliques and one lat at a time. You know, that's not so much of a bodybuilder movement, but more like a functional movement, you know, because it's got the core engaged, some rotation. So that'd be great for an athlete. So I'd say for bodybuilding, pull-ups, and for sports performance, I'd say that archer row. There's not many bodyweight movements that I really like for physique building, because very quickly, unless you can load them, you know, you really want that progressive overload over time. Should I skip forwards a bit, or should I keep? I'll keep going.
Yeah, you're not behind.
Chris Grant, hey dude. Hench, what are your go-to best exercises for upper, mid, back, please? Some sort of wide grip row, really. Torso supported wide grip rows, bent over wide grip row, bent over T-bar row, torso supported T-bar row. Yeah, they'd be my mainstays. Paul Taylor, a bit of a random. What's your favourite vegan meal? That's a tough one, because it kind of changes. Because I will normally I would probably say masala dosa, which is a crepe that's normally made with like rice and mung bean flour, and it's filled with a potato curry. It's served with sambar, which is like a spicy Indian lentil soup. It's one of the most popular dishes. It's actually the most popular dish in southern India, southern or northern. The opposite end is pav bhaji. I forgot which is which, but it's one of the most popular dishes. Basically, it's delicious. It's got some great, you know, nutrients in there. Indian food in general, you know, is so rich in spices and vegetables. You know, they don't eat a whole lot of animal products. Well, a lot of them don't anyway. The only one thing with Indian food is the ghee, the clarified butter. So butter is one of the worst things for raising your LDL, for giving you atherosclerosis, for giving you the number one cause of death, which is coronary heart disease. When you superheat the butter to clarify it, actually really oxidizes it and makes it even worse still. It's something to really be avoided. James West, Hench, isn't IGF-1 good when you're a growing teenager? The right amount of IGF-1 is important, but you don't want too much, is the take home. Chris Grant, barbell, you want wide grip, something you can't do with dumbbells. I'll tell you, there is a slight sort of a variation. I don't know that you'd go as heavy, but then it'd be a lot stricter. But I sometimes do a variation of rows with dumbbells, where I'm face down on about a 45-degree or slightly less steep incline, and using dumbbells. When I used to train with Barney Duplessis, who was the reigning Mr. Universe back in 2015, he was a big fan of those. So that's one way you can do it. But yeah, I think bars are better. Phone, I'm awesome. How are you, my friend? Manus Maguire, going to get back into weight training since last January. Any advice? Yes, stop quitting and just keep doing it. It's good for you. It's important for your bone health as well as your muscle strength. Do you know, it's about motivation, isn't it? And you can't manufacture that. You can't manufacture that, except to say that I got a bit bored of bodybuilding, but then, you know, I went vegan, and some people were saying to me, you know, you're big for a vegan, like that's pretty impressive. And so I thought, wow, I've eaten more animals than most. I kind of owe it to the animals to now be the best example I can be the biggest, leanest, you know, speak up, bring a positive message, and it's really lit a fire under my ass. And I'd say I train harder than ever now, and it's not out of ego that I want to, you know, obviously we want to look good, like I'm not denying that, but that was my only motivation back in the day. And now I'm more thinking of the animals, and it's making me actually stick to the plan better. You know, out of ego before, I'd try to get big too quick and I'd end up getting fat. I'd try to drop fat too quick, I end up losing the muscle, just acting out of ego and sort of fear. And now it's more of an altruistic thing, and I'm thinking I want to save as many animals as possible because, you know, I've caused so much harm. And so I know the plan and I'll stick to it, like, you know, just laser focused. And I'm in the best shape of my life, you know. And of course, as generally happens over time, I'm the oldest I've ever been. I'm 45 now. And, but this diet just works so well. It's like my body's just wanted better and better over the years. I love it.
What I hear you saying is find a compelling reason for what you're doing. Not just like, oh, I want to go to the gym and get bigger. Like, oh, I want to get back to my fighting weight, or like a proper goal that keeps you motivated. Think
of something that motivates you and double down on it, you know. If you feel bad that you hurt animals, you know, maybe just as a one-off, make yourself watch like Dominion or Land of Hope and Glory, like really refresh the horror that they're going through. And when I'm training now and it's starting to hurt, I think this is nothing compared to what I made those animals go through. And I just push and I make sure I get every rep that I'm aiming for. And it works. It works. Yeah. Carlos Rodriguez Fitness, what's your go-to breakfast? Whether it's a smoothie or a porridge, which is predicated on if I'm bulking or cutting, you know, it's easier to drink your calories on the bulk. I will base my breakfast, generally 99 times out of 100, I'll have oats, dates, berries, flax and chia seeds, some almonds. So I'm trying to get my vitamin E status nice and high. It's something that I've historically been a little low on without quite realising for a while. So I'm really doubling down on the vitamin E. Little dose. Actually, alternate days now. I'll take double the dose of dose one day to get my iodine. The next day, I double my dose of B12 because we've recently found that there are analogues of B12 in dose. So they can dock with the receptors, making the B12 ineffective. So you're best to kind of alternate those. So that's what I've started doing now. That's about it. Oh, a little Vivo Life protein, link in the description. Give us a ready. If you don't need, so I just answered Manus's last question. Do I use protein powder? You know, for a larger strength athlete or someone like a real hard gym trainer on a cut, I think that the judicious use of a little processed protein can be a benefit. It's probably not optimal for health. Optimally, we'd probably be eating whole plant foods, but optimally for health, we probably wouldn't be growing big physiques because actually you live longer eating less calories. So how risk averse are you? How much do you want to be big, and how long do you want to live and risk not living quite so long? I'm sure I'm going to live a lot longer than I would have done had I've continued to eat 10 kilos of chicken breasts a week. I'm pretty sure that I would have been in some serious trouble by now. You know, that anti-vegan chef recently died, didn't he? Said he would eat cheeseburgers at vegans' funerals. He was a year younger than me, he just dropped dead. So, and probably I was eating at least as much meat, if not more than he probably did. Probably more. So. Vegan Real One, pre-VegFest. I thought this was the weekend just gone. So, pre-VegFest London vlog. Vlog is the operative word. Yeah, that wasn't too obvious, was it? Sorry about that. I'm just going to skip forward a little bit because I'm conscious of getting a little bit back in the stream now. If I miss your comment or question, you want me to speak to it, just pop it back in the chat again, please. And hopefully I'll get to it this time. Manus, do you use a protein powder? So yeah, as I said, I use the Vivo Life protein. It's one of the few third-party tested that didn't find toxic levels of heavy metals in it. It's it's biofermented pea protein, so it's very digestible. We say we are what we eat. Some of the things we put in our mouths come straight out of our bum unchanged, you know, so we are what we absorb is the important thing. And I find this very absorbable, very digestible, doesn't upset my stomach like a lot of powders do. They've just moved over to compostable packaging, so you actually can enrich your soil by chucking it in your garden as opposed to putting plastic into the planet. Just that powder is number one, which is why I've aligned with them. At VegFest over the weekend, you know, the Vivo Life athletes, you know, we've got John Venus, Brian Turner, Derek Simnet, Nemo Delgado. What I'm saying is anyone who's anyone in the vegan fitness niche is an ambassador with Vivo Life. And there's a reason for that. It is so good. It's a little bit more expensive than some powders, but you do got what you pay for. And I will say, what price do you put on your health, you know? You know, if you just skip that coffee at Starbucks and bring your own like drink, well, you just paid for your Vivo Life for the day, you know. Vegan Real Dosa is South Indian. Oh, okay, good to know. Try the Midlands for a proper Ruby Murray curry. Is that right? We have this one place in Norwich, Vegan Real one, called Namaste India or Namaste Village, 2 restaurants, and the owner, he is so, you know, he's so keen to have like the best food. And I ate at his house once, and it's exactly the same food that they have at the restaurant. And he says, like, you know, this is real, authentic Indian, and it's delicious. They've been voted top vegetarian. They're vegan and vegetarian, mostly vegan nowadays, and they have vegan propaganda in the toilets, believe it or not. Yeah, top restaurant in the county, 3 years running, I think. Very, very good. Antonio Alves, hi Paul, I enjoyed when you interviewed Patrick Baboumian. Yeah, that guy rocks, doesn't he? I enjoyed that. So that was that last year? I think that was last year at VegFest London, was it? Was it a couple of years back? I think it was 1 year back. I might be wrong. So about a year ago, or possibly 2 years ago from this day. Yeah, he's awesome. And thanks for the props. Jeff, I just want to be slim. Okay, so if you base your foods around, really fill up on vegetables, low calorie vegetables, you know, your greens. My battery's low, and I can't tell if this is charging or not. 1 second, let me just have a, oh no, that won't let me check. This is frustrating. I might get cut off all of a sudden at some point. If that happens, it's because my socket on my phone's a bit dodgy, and I can't actually see whether or not it's charging. Yeah, want to be slim. Smash in the low calorie veg, leafy greens in general, salad leaf, celery, cruciferous. You know, all your low calorie sort of vegetables, carrots, peppers, etc., etc., etc. Smash tons of those in. If that's like half of your plate, and then you've got some beans, you know, some sort of legumes. If you've got some whole grains, or even better, sometimes on a cut, I'll swap out some of my whole grains for tubers, such as potato, sweet potato. And they're even more calorific. Have a small amount of nuts and seeds, but not too many. Skip the oil, skip the nut butters, like you just have too much of that. On average, in the Broad study, at the end of 2016 in New Zealand, the participants were told to eat this way ad libitum. They were told to eat as much food as they wanted, but those specific foods. On average, they dropped a pound of fat per week, eating as much food as they wanted. I believe it's our species-specific fuel source.
Soups are your friends, for you probably can't see it.
You can a bit.
Butternut squash soup.
Yeah, soups are amazing because, again, loads of volume, little calories.
Soups are your friends for weight loss.
Bob's your Aunt Fanny. Hey Leon, how you doing, brother? Plant Power has got a snowstorm in Colorado. Wow. Bob Leakey, do you get your blood tested, i.e. to track levels of different vitamins? And if so, where do you get it done? Can it be done on the NHS? Yeah, so a couple of times early on in my veganism, I went to my NHS doctor. I said, oh, I'm vegan. And they were only too pleased to test my bloods. I think that their perception of veganism has changed. They're not meant to advocate against veganism now. That's doctors, midwives, nurses, etc. So I would just go in there, lay it on thick, say, I've recently gone vegan, I'm feeling a bit funny. Can I get a test? But yeah, it can be done on the NHS. Spiralin's being kind. Toby Leakey's impatient. He's got a question mark there. I'm not that fast. I can't tell everyone an answer. Quick on the draw. Quick on the draw.
Must be that diet you have.
Yeah, I'll be all right if I ate meat, won't I? Mike James, what's your favourite treat that you often indulge in but shouldn't? Nothing. Nothing. I enjoy the feeling of how well I am eating whole plant foods. And I'm very conscious that if I eat a load of crap, I'll feel like crap. And my kale and my lentils and my quinoa will not taste very nice the next time I put it in my mouth. Don't do it to yourself. Your body's never not looking. And, you know, bad food is bad food. The biggest killer of vegans, would you believe it, is heart disease. Totally avoidable if you eat whole plant foods. Totally avoidable. It still kills more vegans. You know, it kills more people in general. And I went vegan to avoid heart disease. Little did I know, it's not just going vegan, it's going whole foods vegan.
Would you say like the naughtiest thing that you eat is like rice cakes, where you wish you ate the whole grain but you eat them?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, it being really honest, yeah, I do eat rice cakes quite a lot because they're so convenient, but you'd be better to eat the rice. The point being that when you superheat foods with dry heat cooking methods, such as how they're cooked, you do create acrylamides, which are a class 2A carcinogen. So it's a probable carcinogen. Yeah, so I really should, when I get up in the morning, just... Oh, we haven't got a rice cooker now, have we?
No.
Someone, send me a rice cooker, sponsor me for a video. Send me a rice cooker to review or whatever. And then I won't be risking cancer by eating rice cakes all the time. Sarah Cox, I've just joined the gym to try and get fitter and healthier. Nice. Any tips around eating before, after exercise? Don't exercise until an hour and a half, 2 hours after you eat. At that time, the food has left your stomach, so you're not going to feel sick. It'll be in the small intestine and it'll be seeping into the bloodstream to actually fuel your workout. Post-exercise, eat fairly soon after you exercise, because your hormones are set up to like replenish your muscles, replenish your fuel, etc., drive nutrients into your muscles, you know, your amino acids, etc., and your hormones. Yeah. Well, this has just jumped miles. Antonia, hi Paul, I hear all the time that they love their meat, and I tell them that you have cancer and heart attack in your body. They look at me, so I give them a card. Good man. Angry vegan. Did you see the new London Real interview debate with Neil Barnard? It was really good. Yeah, I'm about 90% through it. I just came off there to do the stream. Yeah, I thought that was really good. I thought it was very respectful. Yeah, you know, and although he didn't change his opinion on many things, Brian Rose did shift his opinion on a couple of things. And yeah, Neil Barnard is so cool and unfazed and purports himself like a real gentleman. He's a great ambassador. Yeah, highly recommended. Mike James, is Gemma okay? She keeps coughing and ruining the stream. She's a snifter bear. No, she's had a cold over the weekend. Would you say you're on the mend now?
Yeah, I'm like 80% better now.
She's on the mend. She accidentally smelt some meat the other day that was cooking as we went past a restaurant, and that's made her sick. Thanks for asking.
Yeah, thank you.
Produce, not pills. What kind of phone do you have? iPhone 8. It's been out a little while now, so of course they engineer it so it starts to go wrong, so you have to get a new phone. Carlos Rodriguez Fitness. Do you often think back to eating animal products and want to puke? Because I do. I never. No, I never consider it. I remember not long after going vegan and going into a local store, and they had like a deli counter, and they had bacon, which they'd been cooking. And I was really surprised at how repulsed I was by the smell, whereas previously I really enjoyed the smell and the taste of it. And now I just have this association of a charred corpse. So, yeah, I do get what you're saying. Arthritis to athletes in the house, better late than never. Oh, well, some kind souls just donated $4.99 on the super chat. Some of my family don't want to attend my vegan occasions because they want to attend we want to attend their barbecues. What should I do? They don't want to converse about it also. Yeah, that's a tough one, isn't it? You're not going because I don't know. I had this conversation with someone in my gym today about the gym works meal, and really nice. They've thought about it and they've picked a restaurant with a lot of vegan options on the menu. It looked like 80% of the things were actually vegan, but there was meat on there still. And so I don't know whether you're avoiding going there because, like me, I don't want to sit next to people who are eating meat because it feels to me like that's like I'm saying I'm okay with that. Like I think it's normal and okay and acceptable. When of course, if I was sitting there eating a baby or a cat or a dog, they wouldn't want to be sitting next to me. So what's the difference? Or it could be, again, like me, that you don't want to be reminded of what the animals are going through. Jem and myself were having a lovely Christmas meal with family. We were having a laugh and a joke. And at about the same time, we both just sort of looked to us on other people's plates, and I had a flash of like a movie in my mind of animals like being put through hell, and I just immediately felt miserable and low and upset. And we sort of somehow both said, "Oh, let's go for a walk or whatever," didn't we? Yeah, and we had a chat and we said, "Oh, we can't do that anymore." So that's the last time I've sat with people eating animals, basically. So. Yeah, they don't want to converse about it. So it sounds like some resentment. Now, it could easily be that obviously we feel very strongly. So it could be that we've been a little overzealous with the way we've put it. Or even if we've done it really, really nicely, people can just take offense. And it's like, because it's friends or family and you've known him forever and you're meant to love each other, but we're the one who's changed. We're the one who's changed, so, why should they have to change? And of course, just us being vegan, it's like holding up a mirror, so they're seeing, oh, I'm not vegan, like I am paying people to hurt animals. Of course, we're all the hero of our own story, so then they give out hostility, like ridicule and aggression. Yeah, it's a tough one, isn't it? I thought when I went vegan, I'll give up meat and dairy and eggs and fish. I thought that's what it is, but I found out you have to become a psychologist. You have to become learn how to debate. You have to become a nutritionist. It's really hard, isn't it? It's really hard. The only thing I can really think is, what I might try if that was me. I might try like relationship, like counselling. Not, obviously not couples therapy, but whoever is like involved. I would get in front of a counsellor because they're a great mediator and they can help see perspectives and. They are amazing, if you really do want to work through it. But of course, it depends if the other people want to work through it or not. And if they don't, that's not going to work. So that's all I can really offer, really. You got anything to add, non-counsellery, just general advice that you give to, don't want to attend vegan occasions because they won't go to barbecues. Yeah, don't know what to really add to that. That's just a real shame. Yeah, it's hard. It's, friends and family are the hardest. It's a nightmare. Tiki Mikla! Kindly donated €5. That is a good name. Too much information, but beetroot gives me gas. Can I still get the vasodilation from beetroot juice, not smoothie, and benefits from the juices in general? Yeah, and it'll be faster acting as well. The science is 140 mils, 2 to 3 hours pre-workout. However, I think that was done on endurance athletes. So I'm thinking for a bodybuilder, if that's your discipline, maybe you benefit from a bit more because dose is often dependent on mass. So when I supplement with it, I get a litre bottle of Beat It. I train 5 times a week on a bulk, so I have 200 mils, Monday through Friday. That uses the bottle up, and possibly I'll get more benefit than doing the lower dose. But I don't know. The science has not really been done. Leon, try to do it with the permission of your vet. Oh no, that's not.
That's in response to the previous question about should I make my cat vegan.
I have got a video on vegan cats. If you search for that on my channel, there's all the stuff about that. And also the physician's exam room. What is it called? There's a podcast by PCRM, Physicians Committee for Responsible Medicine. The exam room podcast, about 4 months back maybe, was an episode about vegan pets. It was really good, really, really good. Chris Grant, today I bought my mum and dad loads of vegan Wicked Kitchen pot noodles, rice from Tesco. 6:30 home with me, nice. Twisted Hippies in the house and Race Lever. Guys, thanks for joining in and help me out with your wrenches and that. Really appreciate you. Aaron Goldberg's back. How dare you go? Who gave you permission to leave? How very dare you?
10 minutes till your video's out.
Yeah, 10 minutes time. I've got a new video coming up. It's the VegFest weekend. It's a Friday through Monday vlog. Loads of amazing stuff happens. We had a little visitor in our hotel room. Guess now, what little visitor did we have in our hotel room? Comment down below. Twisted Hippie, if you're guessing Jerry, and you meant a mouse by that, that might well have been a mouse. Probably a rat, though, I think. Probably a rat. A squirrel. A squirrel would have been nice. I do love a squirrel. Honestly, Rose is thinking mouse. Yeah, there were some bite marks out of Gemma left a naked bar out in the wrapper, but in the morning was 3 lots of chew marks. So, obviously we moved hotel, but we met some awesome people. Met some of you lovely supporters like Rosa. Got to hang out with Derek, Crystal, Brian Turner, Sammy. The gang was all there. Maddie Limburner. What did I call that burger? And her boyfriend Kyle. Oh, I met this lovely couple. They do van life, Beck and Eamon. Oh, they got 400,000 followers. Like I never even knew about them before. That van life thing on YouTube is a real good niche to get into nowadays. Who else was there? John, Venus, Catherine, little Noah. He's a delight, that little boy. Little Noah, he's amazing, isn't he?
Oh, he's so cute.
Lovely little boy. Of course, Leo Venus, Nemo Delgado.
Princess of the Unicorn.
Princess of the Unicorns, Izzy, Bianca Taylor.
Cesar. What am I talking about?
What are you talking about?
No idea.
You're just making them up. Don't listen to her. She's
Simon.
John Simon.
John Simon.
I accused someone of being Humane Hancock. This guy was coming over. I was about to do one of my talks with Antonio Alves. Yeah, it's Hench _Herbivore on the Instagrams. Please do follow me there. I'm trying to grow that. I was waiting to do my talk at a Vivo Live panel, and this guy came over and he was sort of looking at me. And he looked the dead spit of Humane Hancock. And I said, oh, are you Humane Hancock? And he's like, no. And that's really awkward. I said, you look like a famous YouTuber. He went, yeah, funny that. So do you. Yeah, Beck and Eamon are vegan. So they're Vivo Life ambassadors, actually. They signed up like a month or two back. Oh, real lovely people. I shared a cab with them. Canadian. Yeah, just got on famously. Had some great old chats. Yep.
I don't know about our book.
Oh, do you know about our book, everyone? Do you know about our book? So our cookbook goes live at the end of next month, 29th of November. 30 vegan, high-protein, whole foods recipes. It's amazing. We've got the first draft back, and
So good.
oh, it's looking well cool. Yeah, we've got a great designer on that. It's actually Goji Man's wife, Emma. Oh, she's amazing. She's done such a good job. We're so pleased that we got her on board. We were going to just do it ourselves, but that wouldn't have been a fraction as good.
Yeah.
Peak of the Vegan says Humane Hancock does some cracking debate. He really does. He's calm, he's cool, he's very educated. He knows all the science, and he's a great debater. Yeah, he's a double threat guy. Spencer Cello, watercress is a good one, but most nutrient dense would probably be greens in general. Yeah, watercress is meant to be the most antioxidant rich of the greens, I think. I think I'm right in saying that. Antonio Alves, I believe game changers will convert and open eyes to lots of people to switch to whole foods, plant-based. I've heard some great stories already about different people. Kai Green of all people is looking at it. That's amazing. Oh, there's a cat in there. Cowboy, up. Oh, she's got a cold as well. I don't know if have you been snogging my missus?
Oh, cowboy, you okay?
Twisted Hippie brings up a good point. In time for Christmas. Pre-orders available now. Link in the description. Give us your money. Vegan Jerry brings up a good point. Broccoli. Oh, Charlie Summer. Well, you're amazing for saying that my channel's amazing. Thank you very much. Marius Constantin, Eamon and Beck are vegan AF. They certainly are. They're really friendly as well. Really warm. Lovely, lovely couple. Adrian's in the house. Erin Goldberg brings up a good point. Textured vegetable protein is awesome. Sure, this cat's awesome as well. Cowboy, what's up, mate? When are you going to get well? You don't know? Come on, you're letting the team down.
He's trapped down a well. Plant-based news are in there.
Are they?
They are.
What are they saying?
They said hi.
Hi, plant-based news. You guys rock. Plant-based news. Am I on the? Did you have the joe.co.uk? We had Patrick Baboumian. I don't think you've got the Matt Pritchard's episode yet. I guess that's coming out next. Do you know if I'm episode 3, please? Do you know if I'm episode 3? I don't even know, and I'm excited to find out. I want to see it. Plant-based news, please inform me. Oh, I'll find out. Thank you, plant-based news. I don't know if you're Robbie or Klaus or one of the other lovely people there, but thank you for all you do. We salute you. Guys, you must know plant-based news, but it's Robbie, the lovely Robbie Lockie. Guys, you must know plant-based news if for some reason you've been living under a rock or you're some sort of carnivore eater and you're just clueless in general. Do subscribe to plant-based news. They do an excellent service. And Robbie, yeah, I'd really appreciate that. Yeah. Carmine words, Hench, you should have been in Game Changers. I am in Game Changers. I am in there. So I wasn't. Well, I was. I got filmed, but there were 600 hours to condense down into 90 minutes. And then I watched not the final cut, but the final cut. And my name wasn't in there, but in the final cut, my name is in the credits. So I made it in there. Not quite as I wanted to, but at least I got a little bit of credit. They're lovely guys. It was so felt so honoured to be part of that film in the little way that I was. So that was great. How are we doing for time? Right, we've got time for one or two more questions. And you, please, guys, can you watch my new video, which is out at 6 p.m. The more people that watch it within the first hour, the more people, it sort of, what's the word? It just gives it more potential to reach more people. Thank you, Erin. I really appreciate it. Even if it's not your sort of video, keep it playing in one window, open another window and do whatever you want. I won't be hurt, but I won't like you anymore. I'm just kidding. Manus Maguire, do you supplement for any micronutrients? Yeah, B12, D3 in the winter months, DHA. Vivo Life have brought out a great new DHA without carrageenan, which is in, because this is a tincture. Most vegan DHA supplements are in a capsule, which mostly has carrageenan, which is again is a class 2A carcinogen, a potential or a probable carcinogen. So you don't want to be doing that. So link in the description if you want to get the Vivo Life one, 10% off with code HENCH10. Big of the vegan. Shame Fiona Oakes wasn't in the Game Changers. This is an absolute amazing athlete, vegan since her childhood, if I'm not mistaken. She's brilliant. She would have been in the film, except that they brought out that film all about her. And then the producers felt that then lowers the value of their film. So they thought, well, rather than retell that story and people have heard it, we'll bring in someone else. So, that was unfortunate. But I see, do you know what I mean? Like, as a content creator, say I'm at VegFest, I might interview like 20 people. I'll get home, I've got 2 hours of footage. I want to make a 20-minute video. Some people are going to get cut. And it's really about, at this time, what is the most high value content, which is going to get the most love and help the video perform the best. So, and sometimes I have to cut out people who I really, really like. So that's just the way the cookie crumbles. Guys, if you're new to the stream, we'd love you to become part of the Hench Herbivore community. So hit that like button. No, hit the subscribe button. Click the bell icon to be notified of new videos, new live streams. I've got a new video up now. Please go and watch that. It's the VegFest weekend. It's an amazing vlog over 4 days. All your favourite vegan fitness YouTubers. And the like button, Erin. Yes, please. Please go over there now. We'll do another stream Friday night. Friday night, 6 p.m. GMT. I love you all very, very much. Thank you for joining. Thanks to the moderators. Thanks for the super chats. Thanks for hanging out and making my life even more awesome. And it's goodbye from her. Goodbye.